Welcome to Smart Remarks, where the time has come to choose a side, although that's not always going to result in a big difference. So I gotta say, I haven't been watching too much of the political conventions live. The way I figure it, these are just simply elaborate multi-million-dollar campaign commercials. The whole point is to rally the base and to convince the undecideds, all three of them. But for professional reasons, I have been watching most of the speeches online. We're coming to you today from day 2 of the Democratic National Convention. I watched Michelle Obama's speech online this morning, for example. I'll probably watch Bill Clinton tonight. I'll probably watch President Obama on Thursday night. But I have to say that, while this is all great theater and we might get all emotionally wrapped up in what the speakers say at these conventions, on the biggest issue this year, the economy, I have to say that I have very little faith that either Barack Obama or Mitt Romney is capable of solving the problems that we're facing right now. I think what's going on right now is the result of 30 years of deregulation and speculation and securitization. We have sown the whirlwind, and we're reaping it now, and the economic winds of history are being very, very cruel to us. So we can say, at the convention, look how many jobs Obama has created, but we have to ask, what kind of jobs are they? And Romney's going to tell us he's going to create 12 million jobs, but how is cutting taxes further going to accomplish this? We've already been through an era where taxes were cut fairly significantly. Where are all the jobs? And if he's going to repeal Obamacare in the meantime, what's everybody going to do about health insurance? So back to the conventions for a minute here. The one thing I am seeing during the speeches is the difference in the crowds. I always like to look at the crowds during the speeches because I think that tells as much about the party as the speakers themselves. And at the RNC, the Republican National Convention, most of the diversity appeared to be on the stage itself. But that's not the case at the Democratic National Convention. I'm watching Michelle Obama's speech online. I happen to notice in the crowd they've got a couple Indian guys in turbans. I'm seeing Jews in yarmulkes. I'm seeing lots of African Americans. I'm seeing lots of Latinos. The crowd looks like America. And it just sort of reiterated my belief that this year, while the economy is the biggest issue, what's going to drive this election may be cultural issues or social issues, which is to say that this election may be decided on the basis of what you believe about diversity itself. It may be decided because of whether you believe that a person ought to be able to marry the person of their choice, regardless of what gender that person is. It may come down to whether you think women should be able to make decisions regarding their own bodies or whether the state should do it for them. It may come down to the type of America that you believe in. If you believe America is a stronger place when individuals are allowed to shed the restraints that bind them to their fellow citizens, you're going to vote one way. If you think America is stronger when Americans look out for each other, not just themselves, and if you believe that that charity needs to be institutionalized because otherwise it's insufficient, then you'll vote another way. We've had 4 years now of managed economic crisis, and the reality is that was going to be the case regardless of who won in 2008. Some say Obama hasn't fixed the economy, it's an outrage! But the economy was never going to be fixed in 4 short years. We have others saying, well, Mitt Romney's tax cuts will surely save the day, but Romney's plan is to give more to those who already have the most, and that's the exact strategy that got us here in the first place. So while this election may wind up being a referendum on the economy, the biggest differences by far are cultural. Which tribe are you a member of? The conventions laid down the cultural markers this past week, and it's on now.